Hello people, you can see we're not in Jerusalem. There ain't no lake in Jerusalem. We're back here in beautiful Galilee. And without our consent, the lake has been going down, but what can you do when you're away? We couldn't hold it back when we were here either. So we're back here at beautiful Mount Arbel, our little spot here at the lake. The poinciana trees with their yellow flowers still in bloom past the middle of October. We came back yesterday, 2 volunteers, myself, to do a little filming. Alberto and Michael, for a website we're developing, which in due course we'll obviously share with you when we're that far along. And it was very nice to catch up with all the people here. They were expressing so much joy. And already just getting back, the first thing I did was bring a small group of volunteers and another project, all from Pennsylvania, to have a little visit to Duke and Altum. And their guide was very happy. And then we have a group staying with us, a group of people from across the United States, and with some people from other countries, one from Norway who had been here before and said a very gracious hello. I think these birds were introduced to us here for the last 3 weeks, so they're having a little surprise that they're on camera. We have a little jump in the readings today because we're remembering somebody who wasn't there at the beginning of the story, but did write a gospel, an account. And he actually says at the beginning that he researched. He must have talked to many people, many eyewitnesses. And he was a companion of Paul. And so we're reading also an account from Paul, who mentions Luke. So we say hello to all those who are called Luke today. And it's still a common name. Even the guy from Star Trek was Luke, right? Luke Skywalker. Or is that Star Trek or something else? Whatever. I'm not the film guy. The movies guy. So anyway, here we have Luke today, and we have these readings, and one is composed by him, part of the scripture. Maybe he's like the worker who came at the 11th hour in the process and yet had a very lasting role with his wonderful heart of compassion, very useful, very appropriate virtue to go along with somebody in the medical field, because the understanding is Luke was a doctor. And so a doctor became an evangelist. Isn't that beautiful? He wanted to bring good news. He was touched by mercy. He also had a great eye for the women. His is the text, Luke chapter 8, verse 3, that talks about Mary Magdalene and the other women supporting Jesus' ministry here in Magdala. So that's also very fascinating, you know, the different dimensions each brings to the table, the different gifts. And then we have the account of Paul and the difficulties he had, and the difficulties with some people, and also the support from other people. You know, the reality of human life, the gospel world, the world of faith, the world of evangelization is in a very real world. The real people with all our foibles and all our qualities and all our defects. It's all part of life. God doesn't replace life. God created life, and he brings his blessing upon life. Even when we mess things up, he will continue to bring his blessings. And in the account of the gospel, Jesus is sending out the 72. And in Paul's, and the account of Paul, he's out there already. It's 72 or 70. I heard a commentary this morning from our Australian friend, Bible Exegesis, Gospel Exegesis. You have the mention there in the notes. And he said that there are strong textual variations of 70 or 72, and this corresponds to the same phenomena in Genesis, where there's a similar mention of the nations, the 70 nations, but there are also textual variations that have 72. So copyists then who are doing that might think there was a mistake maybe and introduce the copy themselves, or that's also part of the mystery of salvation. If the horror of a crucifixion can be key to salvation, a little self-will of a copyist can still be in God's plan and providence for helping us to look for understanding and light. Because salvation doesn't just come straight out of the sky, it comes through a little baby whose people have a lot of history, who's born and can't do anything and is completely dependent on the human reality, the human intervention. And one of the great assignments, or what would you say, the instructions that Jesus gives them is not to